It is pretty dang hot out here, and in today's video, guys, we're not going to be talking about the weather or the climate. We're actually going to be going over a topic a lot of you guys keep asking me about, and you guys want to know what the day-to-day life is like here in Albuquerque. So I'm going to give you guys a quick overview and an idea of what you could expect when it comes down to living in Albuquerque, New Mexico on the day-to-day. So hang tight, grab your pen and your pad, and let's get into today's video. Today's temperature is right around 100 degrees. Now, there is a little bit of a breeze, so in the shade it feels a little nice, but man, the past couple of weeks have been just so chill and so awesome because we've been dealing with some of our monsoon season. It'd be nice and sunny throughout the day, and then in the afternoon, the clouds came in and really gave you a break from the heat. It didn't get really humid at all, to be honest with you guys. Maybe sometimes like early or late in the morning going into the afternoon, you'd start to feel some of that humidity, but honestly, just because it's so dry here, it felt good. I mean, in between the nostrils and stuff like that, especially with somebody who deals with allergies and it's just always bothering with their nose. It gave me a break, honestly, when, it did start to rain. And, that humidity in the air just made things feel a little bit more moist. But we're not here to talk about that, guys. We're actually here to talk about the day in, day out. And I got to remind you that if this is your first time tuning into Living in Albuquerque channel, welcome. Do yourself a huge favor and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom. That way you guys never miss out on any videos, because we are dropping videos every week talking about what our beautiful city of Albuquerque has to offer. Now, aside from doing these videos, guys, we are licensed brokers here in the state of New Mexico, and me and my team are ready to help you when it comes down to moving down to Albuquerque. So if you are planning on moving down here within the next 90 days, shoot, even the next year, feel free to reach out at any time, because I am the one that answers all the calls, texts, and emails, and I love to make sure that we can help you out with any of your real estate needs. Really talking about the mornings here, guys. Going into this topic, it's kind of funny how it's pretty much up to you. Now, if you do have a 9 to 5, you can find that most mornings are pretty enjoyable here, because although you may deal with some traffic when you are traveling to the east on I-40, you will start to see the sun come over the mountains. And oh my gosh, it looks so picturesque. It almost seems unreal, like somebody painted them. Even when you're driving that way during the day, it's just super cool to see. So that's one thing that you have to look forward to, is just how the sun just greets you early in the morning and gives you the opportunity for some good energy, some positive vibes. And maybe that's why people are a little bit more happier here. But when, you aren't traveling to work, it's just coming through your windows. It gives you the opportunity to have a slow morning, because for the majority, Albuquerque doesn't start going until around noon. And usually in the morning times, things are pretty slow, at least on our side of town. When we are talking about like different things that you can do during the morning times or get out early and do, you can find yourself going for a morning hike or just a morning walk around your block. Doing anything outside in the morning here is super ideal, because a majority of the time, that's when the weather is the best. It's cool. You're getting, those 60, 70 degrees. Unless it's wintertime, it might be a little bit colder. So just be advised that if you do go out in the wintertime, in the mornings, it's just going to be super cold, especially right before the sun comes up, which is weird. It's some scientific thing. I looked that up at one point and somehow made sense, but I could not break it down for this video for you guys. So look it up, Google it. You guys will see exactly what I'm talking about if you just do that simple search. But getting out of the morning things that you do, sitting outside, enjoying a nice cup of coffee, getting warmed up by the sun, working out, whatever. You can go and enjoy some good food. Now, what I've noticed living here is that Albuquerque is super big on its breakfast menus and stuff like that, because you'll have like huevos rancheros, enchiladas with an egg, breakfast burger, and account for having spices in everything that you eat, guys, because green chili, I mean, I talked about it so much. Green or red chili is going to be add-on that you get to put here, and it's so flavorful, especially now going into the fall time. You'll start to go into these markets where they're roasting chili outside, and that's one secret that I tell you as a local, that if you do get the opportunity to go and do anything, you're going to want to go to these markets early in the morning to get that fresh smelling roasted chili that just penetrates the air in the fall time. It's something that you got to experience, guys. I highly recommend it. So when you are down here, any market that you go to, try to go a little bit earlier, spend that morning time, getting your morning things done. If you are going to work and you don't have the opportunity to do all of this, I can guarantee you that your morning drives aren't going to be that terrible. You may be sitting in traffic for, 10 to 15 minutes more than what you anticipated. So I always recommend leaving 30 minutes before you actually have to be anywhere, just to make sure you have enough time to get there. Now, what do the afternoons look like, Eli? And truth be told, guys, is that we spend majority of our time, and forgive the mess that I had over here. We had a roof leak and we had to open up the wall before it soaked up everything within the walls, guys. So excuse the big hole. But anyways, guys, the afternoons are pretty much up to you, right? Albuquerque is kind of like this work hard in the morning and kind of taper off to the afternoon mentality, because we're getting ready to finish up the day, 9 to 5 pretty much. There's really nothing much more to do until tomorrow because everybody else is on the same page. So if you are working, just kind of have that idea that towards the afternoon, towards that 5 o'clock hour, people are getting ready to clock out, go home and do their thing and relax. If you're off from work, you can take this time to just relax or, get ahead, get some errands taken care of, because when it is hot like this, the last thing that you're going to want to do in the middle of the day is go out into a hot car. And yeah, you may have the AC blowing at full blast, but for the majority of the time, that sun just coming through your windshield, it's super hot. You get outside, it's that dry kind of heat. You're going to want to stay inside. But outside of weathers like this, guys, you can find yourself just relaxing outside, gardening, taking care of the honey to-do list around the house, or whatever the case may be. The weather's pretty manageable. I'm only being a little bit of a hater right now because it wasn't supposed to be like this, guys. The temperature is starting to go down, but I think we're going to get this kind of heat wave for the next week or two for a couple of days here and there, and then the temperature is going to really start to go down here at the end of August. So I'm really giving you guys perspective of what an afternoon looks like here in Albuquerque. Super chill. I mean, my neighborhood is probably filled with a bunch of people who go to work, because I haven't seen a single car drive through in the past 30 minutes. So pretty cool. In the evenings, we'll start to see more people start to come home. But just imagine that you're hanging out at home, day off from work, nothing much to do. You don't want to go outside. And plus, it's the La Mañana, guys, so it can always be put off tomorrow. So yeah, maybe we'll put this video off to tomorrow. Just kidding. But let's talk about the evenings. Albuquerque is one of those cities that works hard, plays hard kind of thing. And the city really comes alive in the evenings, not late at night, but in the evenings when people are getting off of work. People are just, ready to come out because the temperatures are super hot. It's really came down. You're looking at 70s, low 80s in the evenings, especially now in the summertime. So people start to come out more. They go out for dinner. They go out to breweries, to the open patios. And it's really enjoyable, especially with this breeze that I'm starting to see that's coming through. So it's going to feel good tonight when you're outside just hanging out. But really, guys, in the evenings, you're going to come home and, whether or not you got work the next day, it's pretty much going to be up to you if you want to go out, have a drink, have a nice dinner, or just go out to, get a treat, hang out with the family, and enjoy the cool evenings. Because for me personally, like the desert at night and in the mornings, it's something spiritual and magical that comes to it. I don't know. Maybe you guys can explain it to me if you guys understand, but even living here my whole life, I still get this sense of relief at the end of the day if I get to hang out outside and just take a breath of fresh air. And it really does feel like that, like a breath of fresh air at those cooler temperatures. I don't know. And maybe you guys can relate. This whole kind of desert living, guys, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not going to be anything like Arizona heat, right? Because Arizona heat is terrible right now. And then in Dallas, just dropped off one of our clients who's moving here from Dallas. He said that this morning it was over 100 degrees. It had just rained, so it was hot, humid. It was 107 when he left, but it felt like it was 120 degrees in his opinion. Not my words, his opinion. So for all you haters out there, don't come at me. But really, guys, just putting it into perspective for you, your evenings are going to be that time where you get to pretty much choose what your routine is. If you're really into self-care, I mean, that's going to be the perfect time to do it because the temperatures are cooler. You can do it outside, mix it up, or you can go out with some friends, go out and just engage with the community to really get exposed to different opportunities, right? Because you don't know what is waiting for you out there. And I believe Albuquerque, with the environment that we live in, especially the climate and the type of people, I mean, all of that kind of gets mixed in and creates this situation where it's very easy to make friends, make new communities, plug yourself into a community. People are so welcoming because we all feel it, right? We feel like we're all going through the same things, and man, we just understand that we're all human beings at the end of the day. I know I ran it off to you guys, but man, there was some kind of deep connection that us locals have with this place, and I'm sure you will too, because there's a few key things that a lot of people tell me that they just can't explain, but they tried their best to put it into words, and I totally understand because I feel the same way. Is they feel connected with the land a little bit more, and they're surprised to know how everything is spread out. And even where I live, kind of like on the outskirts of Albuquerque, you get the opportunity to see stars in the sky. You don't know how many times I ran into somebody where they're like, you can see the stars out here and you live in the city. That's crazy. And when you come from a major city, I know when I lived in New York, it was really hard for us to kind of look up and see the stars because there was so much light. And even some parts of the town here in Albuquerque will have ordinances where you can't have no street lights. You can have dim lights, but they don't want you obstructing from the natural beauty. And that's the essence of Albuquerque, right? We really care about where we live. We care about our community. We care about our environment, that we're going to do as much as humanly possible to really take care of that for the next generations to come, or anybody that wants to live here and call this high desert home. And yeah, it's just one of those things that you have to experience. I know I keep saying this, but if you are planning on moving down here, I highly recommend that you take a visit. And before you move down here, if you have any questions and you want us to walk you through the different areas or different things that you can expect when it comes down to living here or moving here, that number popping up on the screen, guys, is my direct line. And I'd love to help you out with any of your real estate needs just as much as I love doing these videos for you guys. But today was a short one. It's hot out here. I'm going to get my butt back inside. I got my kiddo who's waiting for me to play Fortnite. And now I'm going to wait for the sun to go a little bit more down because we got to paint our fence. We just got this pretty cool gate installed, courtesy of my pops. And I'm just going to show you guys because even though we're busy doing real estate, man, we still get our hands dirty. Pretty cool gate, guys. But if there's anything I can help you guys out with, feel free to hit me up. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.